Okay, this should be this should be recording now. Hello everyone. It's been like 7 months, maybe, that I recorded my last video. So basically, I'm free again. I just finished all my work projects. I finished all my school projects. I'm like, I'm bored. Let's go and do some guides. I did some guides in forum. I reworked some. And then I thought maybe somebody will want to watch like YouTube videos on how do I do bosses, because everyone goes to forums and sees one of my guides and it's like, bro, why do you write like 50 pages? Like, I'm not gonna read this. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna support it with some YouTube videos. So after the multiple boss update, with the nerfs, with the removal of disable exploits, removal of anchor exploits, new AI, the changes to the choice items in bosses, etc, etc. I had to rework my boss guide, but then I thought, it's kinda annoying to have to change boss teams every single time. And like, there's YouTube videos, for example, Frozen Sings Let It Go has to change his team every like week because he keeps getting it nerfed. So I thought I'm going to make a newbie team that is going to be affordable for newbies and that you can get easily. Because otherwise we're gonna just be changing our team every single week. So I've made a team that doesn't change, it doesn't exploit anything weird, it's not gonna be nerfed, also I hope. If it gets nerfed, I'm sorry pals, but like everything gets nerfed these days, I don't know. So this is basically a team I made. I literally made this in like 5 minutes of thinking, and I've won every single boss in the game with this, which I'm pretty happy about. But, I mean, could be easier. So, first of all, Cottony. We work with 3 Memento users. Yes, that's right, 3 Memento. That's like literally kind of excessive, but I mean, this is a boss team for newbies. It's so that you will never lose against any boss, that you will be able to do it like at your own pace to farm money. If you're a newbie and you don't mind like doing medium difficulty or hard difficulty instead, you can choose which one you want. You just use this team, you just do it at your own pace. It's gonna take a few minutes to kill the boss, but like it has like a 100% win ratio unless you lose to really, really, really bad luck, or like you basically play like garbage. That's not my fault, basically. And if it's my fault, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna blame anyone else. So we start with Cottony, which is my first Memento user. Jumpluff. You can see that we have the same moveset and we have the same item. Cottony has Cotton Spore, has Switcheroo, has Charm and Memento. By the way, my cat is here. I don't know what she wants. I think she wants food. Okay. We start with Cotton Spore. It depends. Some bosses start with a Mega Evolution, some bosses don't. If a boss doesn't start with a Mega Evolution, we will immediately Switcheroo and Lagging Tail. Normal Pokemon can be Switcheroo, the Lagging Tail, which will make them always move last. The only exception is that Prankster gets disabled against Dark types. If the Pokemon we are trying to debuff is a Dark type, we cannot use this debuffer, because it will not work. Prankster will get blocked by Dark types. So if you try to use Memento, for example, Charm, Switcheroo, for example against a B-Sharp, which is a part Dark type, it will completely fail. However, this only happens in Pumpkin Boss, which is already infamously a bad boss, so you just skip it. So for everything else, fine. Also, you can do Pumpkin Boss, you just have to get a Golduck, like let me show you. Since this strategy does not work against Dark types, and there's only one boss in the game which starts with a Dark type, you just get another Golduck that is pretty fast, and you use Soak, you make it Water type, and then it works, because it will no longer be Dark type. The strategy is you always start with Cottony, Whimsicott, or Jumpluff, depending on the boss. I will record a sample for every boss just in case, and you debuff them immediately. Today we will start with Brock Boss, because it's basically one of the easiest ones. So I'm going to use Cotton Spore, because he starts with a Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl is extremely fast. It's like 480 speed when you take into account the boss is like cheat and have extra EVs. So like, Prankster will always go first, and with Cotton Spore it will reduce it to like 240 speed. That's enough for my Jumpluff to then come afterwards and start debuffing it too. Then we have Whimsicott, which is basically a copy of Cottony, But the difference is that I normally use Cottony and let it faint immediately after I debuff, and then with Whimsicott I spam Charm non-stop, or Cotton Spore or Memento, and I debuff them as much as I can. Then I go with Jumpluff for the majority of bosses so that I can debuff them further. You're gonna think this is completely excessive, why are you just not using one debuff? Well, basically because I want newbies to be able to like do them safely 100% of the time, so that they don't even have to worry much about it. The team then continues with Pineco and Fortress. Something that most newbies don't know is that you can actually run one pre-evolution and one evolution in the same team. I can run Cottony and Whimsicott. It's fairly fun. What you cannot do is run two Whimsicott. That's the difference. So, since it doesn't really matter that I use a pre-evo, because the ability prankster is so overpowered, it will do basically the same. So I literally have the same moveset on both. And I have the same nature, same EV spread. It's just that the Cottony is way worse. So I'm just also going to use Pineco and Fortress. Pineco and Fortress are there for multiple reasons. Many people recommend, I don't know, many people get a Cliff Edge or something to stealth rock. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. There's literally no better Pokemon to stealth rock and do this stuff with bosses than Pineco and Fortress. Why? Well, look at this. I literally have Stealth Rock, Toxic Spikes, and Spikes in a single Pokemon, with the ability Sturdy, which is like an extra focus sash, and then I can explode. What I'm going to basically also improvise is that I'm going to use Self-Destruct and not Explosion. I'm going to explain why in a bit. I use Pineco to set up Toxic Spikes. If the enemy Pokemon has the Lagging Tail, alright, they will always move last, so you will be able to always set up one Toxic Spikes. However, since you also have Sturdy and you will leave one hit, you are now able to set up a second Toxic Spikes. So it is perfect. You're already being able to set up two hazards without the opponent knowing or being able to do anything about it. Okay, now that I learned it. Then, if this is still alive somehow, against some bosses, Pineco is absurdly tanky. I don't know how does it even survive. Then you just use Stealth Rocks, and then when this dies, you go to Fortress and finish up setting up all the hazards you need, and then you explode. So after this, you will be only with your big boy. It will be your Slowbro alone against the world. Basically, your Slowbro is going to do all the bosses by itself, alone, without help. There's only a very few bosses with which you will keep another member alive. That's because you need to cheese some bosses that are otherwise extremely hard to do. The reason why I run Self-Destruct and not Explosion is because what we want with Pineco and Fortress after we set up the hazards is for them to die quickly. There's a few bosses where we don't want to risk accidentally killing the enemy Pokemon we have debuffed, because we would then use Slowbro and be facing a Pokemon that is not debuffed. It has like normal stats and everything, and it would be kinda hard. I think 8 minutes of explanation is enough, so I'm going to tell you. The moveset with Slowbro: Slack Off to heal, Calm Mind to set up, Iron Defense to set up, and an attacking move. Now, you're gonna see this and you're gonna be like, Beam, what the fuck are you doing with Calm Nature or Sassy Nature? Like what? You normally run this bold, right? Well, something that not many people know is that Slowbro Mega gains defense but doesn't gain special defense. So if I go bold, alright, this is gonna go to 500 for example, but like special defense is still gonna be trash. If you go bold, your special defense is only going to be like 180, so it's useless. You cannot go bold for bosses because you will get one shot. Even if you Mega Evolve and set up, you will get one shot. However, if you go Calm or Sassy and do like I do, it's gonna be immortal from both sides, because it's gonna have over 1000, I think it's 1400 defense after you fully set up, and 1200 special defense. You have to use Calm or Sassy. Please, stop asking if I should use Bold or I should use Calm or Sassy. It has to be Calm or Sassy, always. Please, like, keep this in mind. Don't ask in old chat, don't ask in help chat. They will tell you, no, you have to use Regenerator and Bold for bosses and PvP, blah, blah. They have no idea. Bold in bosses doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Any Giga Drain, any special attacker will kill you in bosses if you don't use Calm or Sassy. I've already tested this. I've literally made a 40-page guide on forums. Basically, please trust me. I put a lot of emphasis on it because most people hunt Bold for PvP, which is the right thing, but for PvE you need Calm instead. Because in PvE, basically bosses cheat, which is something that cannot happen in PvP. So now we start. The first thing is, before I click here, I have to make a set that everything is fine. Lagging tail, lagging tail. I'm going to use bright powder. I could use sash or I could use scarf. I basically use bright powder to be a disgusting boy. Bright powder gives you extra evasion, which is really nice if you add it up to like multiple debuffs. So I can also spam more flashes. I can disable their ability. I can paralyze them, or I can just Memento again. I also use it for Pineco and Fortress because since 30 already guarantees you that you have a free focus sash, I'm going to use Bright Powder to be able to dodge additional hits so that I can always set up hazards. So now we're gonna begin. I know that this boss starts with Mega Aerodactyl, so I'm going to use a Cottony first. This looks like Aerodactyl now. You're gonna be tricked. If you don't know that it starts with Mega Aerodactyl, you would normally switcheroo this and be confused. But like, it's actually gonna be Mega Evolving now. So I'm going to use Cotton Spore instead. It's going to use Fire Blast. There's a chance that it might miss and I might get an extra Cotton Spore or Memento. Fire Blast now. Oh, it's actually using Ice Fund. Okay, that's also fine. I actually survived. What the fuck? What? Okay, that was actually unexpected. That's really nice. Because now I can get a free Memento. I didn't expect that. This guy is a Giga Chad. So now, I know that the ability for Mega Aero powers up the physical moves. I think it's Tough Fangs or Tough Claws. I think it's Tough Claws. It powers up the Ice Fang. So what I'm going to do is, I could probably just gone Whimsicott before, to be honest, but I'm going to Worry Seed so that I remove the ability. This become Worried. Gives it Insomnia. The Insomnia ability makes it so that it cannot be put to sleep. But since my team doesn't use sleep, it doesn't matter. I basically just disabled its really useful ability, and now I'm going to try and Stun Spore. Perfect, that's amazing. Doesn't matter if it kills me. And now I go Whimsicott. That's paralyzed. It has -2 plus special attack and -2 attack. Now I'm going to Memento directly. I'm lagging. I hope it's not the server. I hope it's... No, I actually hope it's the server and it's not me. I swear to God, if I get disconnected, I'm gonna die inside. If I get disconnected, there's no worry. I'm just gonna do Child's Boss. It's fine. I'm gonna say in local chat just to know. Okay, nice. It's fine. Perfect. It loaded. Okay. So now it's at -4. You can see... You can extend this and check. There was one Cotton Spore, -2 special, -2 speed, sorry. -2 attack, -2 special attack. Then I go down. It has no ability. Stands for, well, it has the sleep ability. -4 attack, -4 special attack. And then I go for Pineco. Now it's going to use Fire Blast. So I'm going to Toxic Spikes first. Oh, actually, it's going to use Stone Edge. Okay, well, that's also fine. Okay, that's one guaranteed Toxic Spikes. That's completely fine. I'm going to Toxic Spikes again. Perfect, that miss was amazing, and that's it. I don't need the miss, by the way, because I will always be able to set up 2, thanks to the... Let me count. There's 1 Toxic Spikes, because the Pineco you can see used 1 PP here, 19 out of 20. Another Toxic Spikes, that's 2. You can only set up 2 Toxic Spikes, you can only set up 1 Stealth Rock, and you can set up 3 Spikes. That's perfect. Keep being paralyzed. Literally deals no damage. I'm always going to be able to set up 2 Toxic Spikes because of 30. So I don't have to worry now. I self-destruct. The reason why you use self-destruct and not explosion is because some bosses will take a lot of damage from explosion and you might accidentally kill them with 2 critical hits. But if you use self-destruct instead, which has less power, you will not, you will never kill them. So now that I have Slowbro on a safe switch in, I'm going to Mega Evolve and I'm going to Iron Defense first. Always Mega Evolve immediately, otherwise you can die to a critical hit. And from this it's a free win. There's no way you can lose. I've also chosen the Scald one, even though you should do this boss with Ice Beam, because I want to teach you something which happens in some bosses. Yeah, that's literally the damage the boss deals to me. It's literally like it does no damage. Look at the damage it deals. That's why Mega Slowbro is so overpowered. I can literally set up. I know it takes a bit long. Like, this is basically a strategy for newbies. Now, after the video, I have to teach you how to hunt these Pokemon, basically. There's a few places where you can hunt all of these super easily. Okay. Okay, now I'm fully set up. Now, there's two options. I can heal here. By the way, he hit me for like 5 turns. He only dealt in 5 turns 20%. That's like pathetic damage. No, actually, that was 9 turns. Because that's 6 Calm Minds and 3 Iron Defenses. In 9 turns, I only received 20% of my max XP from a Mega Aerodactyl, by the way, with in hard mode. So it's basically a display of how overpowered this Pokemon is. So now, normally I always heal, even though it's like completely pointless, because I'm going to win anyway. We abuse the Shell Armor ability. This makes us immune to crits. You can see that when I Mega Evolved, the special defense didn't change, but the defense increased by like 110. That's why you go Calm or Sassy, because the defense is already boosted, but the special defense isn't. So now, what do you do? I just Skull Spam. Bye. Do you guys see the Aerodactyl? No, you don't. Bye. See you. This boss has some sturdy Pokemon, which is why you need Stealth Rock and Spikes. Now it doesn't have sturdy anymore. Now it's just gonna go and Scald. This is a non-debuffed Pokemon, and it only dealt 12% damage with Choice Band, Hard Mode, no debuffs, and Stone Edge, which is the strongest move it can have. It only dealt 12% of my max HP. Now, second reason why you kill your whole team is because Steelix and other Pokemon can have Roar, Dragon Tail, etc. They can basically throw you out, and they would throw you into another Pokemon. Then you would have to go back into Slowbro and set up again. But if you kill your whole team, it cannot do that. So it's just going to Scald. It uses Earthquake, literally deals no damage, I don't care. And bye. That's perfect. Okay, so now Cradily. Now you're gonna be like, the problem is that this can have 2 abilities. Suction Caps, which is irrelevant, it just protects you from being switched out. Doesn't matter for Slowbro, I'm not going to roar or anything or whatever. But it can also have Storm Drain. Storm Drain makes it immune to water type attacks. So you're gonna be like, you have Skull, how the hell are you gonna beat it? Well, if you check now, you realize that it has Toxic Poison on it. That's why you always use Toxic Spikes in most bosses, because Toxic Spikes is a great support for Mega Slowbro. It's basically even better than Stealth Rocks. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'm just gonna spam Calm Mind or whatever move. You don't care, you literally cannot kill you. It deals no damage. I can spam any move until it dies. I can do whatever I want, doesn't matter. It has leftovers, so you're gonna be like, doesn't it heal more than the poison? No, normal poison and leftovers heal more or less around the same. However, Toxic Poison keeps dealing more damage every turn, so you only have to wait until it dies. Now I'm going to slack off because, you know, it's slowly dying. Every turn it's gonna deal more damage than the last turn, so I don't mind. Just gonna slack off and whatever, and spam any move, doesn't matter. You're always going to win against this boss. There's literally no way you can lose against, like, most of the bosses. This is why, basically, because Mega Slowbro is just insane. Now you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's Toxic Road. There's a few problems here. Oh wait, whoops, prone tip to end too early. Okay, so Poison types absorb Toxic Spikes. You're gonna be like, okay, I cannot beat this with Toxic because it's a Toxic type. Well, it's a Poison type, sorry. It's immune to Toxic. Now, if you check the Pokédex, Toxic Rogue, you're gonna be like, oh shit, it learns Dry Skin. Dry Skin makes it immune to water types. And you're gonna be like, oh no, how do I beat this? Well, this is why you normally carry, for example, Ice Beam if you see a Dry Skin Pokemon, a Water Absorb Pokemon, or a Storm Ray Pokemon, because they are immune to water type attacks. However, some scripter, I have no idea what they were thinking, they forgot to add Dry Skin onto this, and they actually added Poison Touch instead. Oh yeah, also this can happen, doesn't matter. Yeah, you can get flinched sometimes. That's what. By the way, that's a 10% chance that happened two times in a row. That's a 1 in 100. As you can see, it still deals no damage, so I don't really mind. I just heal again. Can you stop? Can you stop flinching me? I'm recording a video for YouTube, please. Fine. So some creator forgot to give this dry skin, so I just kill it. I have it written down in my notes, so it doesn't really matter. Some bosses will have dry skin, some bosses will have storm drain, whatever. If they have it, change your attack. I will be teaching you and I will be showing you before every boss what move I'm gonna be using. For this one I'm just using Scout because I can let the Cradily die by Toxic Spikes because the Cradily goes before Toxic Croak, so the Toxic Spikes don't disappear until Toxic Croak comes in. I know you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's the Terrakion, it's gonna deal so much damage! Shut the fuck up, just Scald it. Literally deals no damage. And this is how you beat Brock for free. Congrats. This is why Mega Slowbro is absolutely broken. Old Amber, that's actually nice. Okay. So now, how do I get this boss team? Cottony and Whimsicott. Whimsicott is the evolution of Cottony, for those smartasses that didn't know. Cottony. There's a few places, however, the easiest one by far is going to be Petalburg Woods. You just go in Petalburg Woods and spend some time there and keep hunting, that's it. You literally just run around the forest and that's it, there's not more to it. You basically want Bolt. Relaxed is also acceptable, however, keep in mind that Prankster only activates if you use status moves like this, not if you use like attacking moves. So you want Bolt, so you're not always super slow against your opponents. Alright, you hunt it in Petalburg Woods, and then you get Whimsicott. See, this is why I said it's Bolt or Relaxed, anything is fine. It's just Bolt is better. You try to get high defense, high special defense, and high HP. The rest of IVs does not really matter. You can even use a trash one, as you can see. I leveled it to level 100, even though this is not obligatory, because there's like 2 or 3 bosses in the game that ask you to have a full level 100 team. So, I mean, it's also a grass type, so it's extremely easy to level up. So I just went and leveled it up. However, you can use a low level trash one, but for the reason you just saw, that it survived an Aerodactyl hit, this is the reason why I normally train them to level 100, because this can be actually amazing sometimes. Whimsicott is the evolution, and I will basically set up the whole thing again. I do not currently know, actually I'm gonna check Whimsicott. Cotton Spore is a level up move. Okay, and Cottony. Okay, you will need daycare for this. However, I also have a tutorial on how to unlock Cerulean Cave. You can also use the Slowbro, by the way. You can literally use the Slowbro or Mega Slowbro for the Cerulean Cave quest. Even though I normally recommend a Cloister, you can do it with Slowbro with Ice Beam. I will probably record a video on it on my alt. And I will probably also record a video on how to unlock the Mega Stone for Slowbro. The problem is that I already have the Mega Slowbro on all my teams, but whatever. You have to unlock the daycare to have the moves of Cottony and Whimsicott, or you can ask a friend to do it. If you cannot really afford it, if you cannot really afford the daycare, you will probably be a bit screwed, because this is basically what we all use. However, if you're willing to not debuff the speed of the opponent Pokemon, you can use Jumpluff, which is the third option. This is very easy to hunt. What you hunt is Skiploom in Route 14 and Hoppip in Route 14 too. Where's the spawn? Here. You basically hunt Hoppip or Jumpluff in Route 14. This is a double spawn. You have more than 3 hours a day to hunt it. They both spawn together and they are a common Pokemon. You hunt both the evolution and the pre-evolution and pray that you get a good one. As you can see, I got an amazing one. It has 31, 31, 28, 24. The special attack doesn't really matter because it's not gonna attack anyway. You put all EVs on speed and you basically just Memento. That's all it does. If you also want, as I did in this boss, I stun Spore, I Worry Seeded. It's also another option. So now, Pineco and Fortress are a bit harder to get. Pineco and Fortress are easy to obtain in any headbutt tree. You do not really need anything. by the way, I forgot to mention. This thing can learn all these moves by level up, if I'm not mistaken. Jumpluff. Where is it by level up? Memento by level up. Spore by level up. And Flash by HM. So this does not really need anything. If you cannot afford these two Prankster Memento, you get Duck Trio, which has a 100% spawn rate in the same place I am right now. Diglett's Cave. Memento. Where is it? Please don't tell me it's also... don't tell me it's also Egg Move. Well, it's also Egg Move, unfortunately. If you also cannot afford daycare at all, even though I literally have a guide on how to do it in my channel and in the forums. If you cannot do it with Duck Trio either, you literally just use this. Yeah. You get a Skiploom. It has base 80 speed. You choose Scarf it or you Sash it, doesn't matter. You equip this. You literally copy the Jumpluff moveset and you copy it. And if you're a super poor like trainer and you cannot really afford anything, Jumpluff, Skiploom, Hoppip. I know it sounds insane, but like run the 3, level them to level 100, and you just use Memento 3 times. If you cannot really afford it, if you don't have access to daycare, just do that. Now, Pineco Fortress, how do I obtain them? Well, that's kinda easy. Pineco is really easy to hunt, to be honest. The problem is that it has self-destruct, takedown, and explosion. So it's actually really annoying to hunt it a bit, because it's a bit rare and it can, you know, explode. So first you're gonna look at... First of all, when does it learn self-destruct? It's level 6, okay. So you're going to hunt for one level that is 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves, 4 moves, 5 moves. Okay. You have to take into consideration that while Pokemon know the last 4 moves of the Pokédex, I don't know if you guys knew this, but if, for example, if it's level 5, it will only have Protect and Tackle. It's the first 4 moves, since there's only 2. It's only gonna know Protect and Tackle. It's not gonna go no Self-Destruct. If you hunt it in Ilex Forest, it's gonna know both Takedown and Self-Destruct. So it's going to want to explode every single time. So no, you're gonna not want to hunt it in these levels. Now, from level 17 to level 28, there's 4 moves. If you hunt it at level 28, 29 or 30, it's not gonna know any moves that let it kill itself. Then you go down. So you have until level 33. Yeah, from levels 13 to 33, you can hunt Pineco, and it's not gonna know any move that kills itself. You're gonna be like, okay, how do I prevent it from killing itself if I cannot hunt it anywhere else? Well, self-destruct can be blocked by the ability Dump. This ability completely blocks the self-destruct. It will not explode. You can hunt one in Ruins of Alph, alright, and bring it to Ilex Forest, and it will not use self-destruct or explosion. Bring it in your team and use it against it. You can also use Jelly Scent, because it knows Dump, which is the same, but also it has the Ghost type, so if it uses Takedown, it won't damage itself. And you will search for Impish or Relaxed, Careful or Sassy, any of these 4, with high defense, special defense, and HP. That's the only thing you need with Sturdy. And this with Sturdy, same, and I use the same movesets. That's as easy as that. For the Slowbros, it's super basic. Calm or Sassy. Ignore whatever people tell you. I don't care about their opinions. I know this works. I just tested it and I just recorded a 29-minute video already. Just use Calm or Sassy. High special defense, high HP, decent special attack. Please have it above 20, because otherwise it's gonna be lame. And also high defense over 20. Speed is not necessary and attack is not necessary. So you're gonna be only hunting for defense, special attack, special defense, HP. Always Calm or Sassy, always 252 in special defense and HP. The ability does not matter. As you can see, I just instantly Mega Evolve. So whatever ability you had before does not really matter. For Slowpoke and Slowbro, you're gonna hunt it in Cerulean Cave. The reason is because Cerulean Cave only has 4 Pokemon that spawn there when you surf. There's only Slowpoke, Slowbro, Golduck and Psyduck. It's very easy to hunt with Calm or Sassy Sink. If you cannot have access to Cerulean Cave, you can just do it anywhere else. Doesn't matter. Look at all the spawns it has. Like, for fuck's sake, it's everywhere. It's like the same as Hoppip. Look at Hoppip. Do you need a Hoppip? Okay, fine, then get it anywhere. You need 3 Hoppips. Timid, Jolly, Hasty or Naive with high speed. The bulk is also appreciated if you want to tank some hits. But like, you can see that most of my Pokemon are next to garbage. Like, I don't really use super good Pokemon. It's just the Slowbro that has to be extremely good. Calm or Sassy with Slack Off. It learns by level up. Iron Defense, the tutor is in empty silver entrance. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't be able to reach this. Calm Mind, which is the TM in Boss Team. And I use Scald instead of Surf on this one, because certain Pokemon like Medusa and Deltir have a Mega Slowbro also, that you want to Scald and Burn to be able to kill it. And also the boss Pewdie, you want Scald to be able to burn and slowly kill it, because they have leftovers. And it's super slow to kill. This also happens against Ash Westbrook, because he has a Dialga with leftovers, blah blah blah, etc. Now, I'm also going to show you... Whoa, what the hell was that? Okay. I'm going to show you that I actually have... For most bosses, you use this set. Alright, as I showed you. However, this is not a flex, by the way, it's just my PC. For some bosses, I use Ice Beam. For Brock, you normally use Ice Beam, unlike I teach you, because I just wanted to teach you that against Storm Drain Pokemon, you can use the Toxic Spikes thing to kill them. If you accidentally, like, find one by bosses and you hadn't planned it, you can use Ice Beam instead. It's the same, basically. I'm going to check. You can also use Flamethrower against some bosses. Flamethrower is really needed, for example, against boss Clover in Pinkan Island. It's also used against boss Erika. It's also used against boss Lorelei, for example, because these bosses are otherwise take way too long, and like it just feels way too long to do otherwise. And I also have a Psychic one. The Psychic one is for bosses I don't really feel comfortable using any other thing. Like, for example, Entei Guardian has a few fire types, and it has a Serperior. If you don't kill the Serperior in one turn, in the second turn it's always going to kill you because of the Leaf Storm spam. But if you use Ice Beam, since it has fire types, it takes way too long. So instead of using Ice Beam or Surf or Flamethrower, I just use Psychic instead. And I just kill it slowly. So that's the end of it. I think I gave you enough info. Please remember, Cottony and Whimsicott are huntable in Petalburg Forest in Hoenn. Jumpluff is huntable in Kanto. I also made a tutorial on how to use Jumpluff to level up other Pokemon, so please get 5 of these. Pineco and Fortress are really easy to hunt in Johto. Please use a Quagsire with the ability Dump, so that you are able to hunt it without it using Self-Destruct. Takedown doesn't really matter as long as you don't put it, as long as you don't hit it. You just paralyze it, or you just... Actually, yeah, why not? I'm gonna teach you. Quagsire also learns Yawn. Use Yawn against the Pineco so that it falls asleep, and with Dump, it will not be able to self-destruct. Then you just spam Pokeballs until you get to one. It can be a trash one, it only has to be sturdy. This can also be a trash one, it only needs to be sturdy with this moveset and with this moveset. This with this with this, and this with this. There's no secret. Some of these moves are egg moves in daycare. If you cannot afford these two, you just use one Jumpluff, one Hoppip, one Skiploom, sorry, with Memento. You just get any of these. If you need to know, Toxic Spikes is an egg move, unfortunately. However, the other ones, you can just use Stealth Rock like everyone does. Spikes is be a level up. Let me check if Fortress can learn it. Oh no, actually, Toxic Spikes is actually level up. Amazing. Okay, never mind. Fortress and Pineco are gods. They are level up moves. Perfect. That's actually perfect. Toxic Spikes is a level up move. Spikes is a level up move. The Stealth Rock tutor is in Cianwood City in Cliff Edge Gate. And that's it. So kids, please use this thing until it gets nerfed. I have no idea how they will nerf it though. And after this 35 minutes class, I guess, I'm going to now stop the recording and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. The thing is, what I was going to tell you, yeah, if you're a newbie and you're like in Kanto and Johto and you don't really know how to do bosses properly, you're pretty lost, you have no idea how to do it, read my forum guide, get a full team of Jumpluff, Hoppip, Skiploom, Pineco, Fortress and Slowbro. This works for every single boss. The lagging tails are obtainable, if you need to know. The lagging tails are held by Meowth also in Sevi Island, and in like multiple places. They are held by this. The bright powder is obtainable in Goldenrod City's underground. You can find it there. I don't know if anything spawns this. I'm actually going to item bright powder. Okay, bright powder. Okay, this item is obtainable in Goldenrod City underground and in the basement of the shopping center, if I'm not mistaken, if you need it. This item is not obligatory, just an option I have, as I already told you, because stored is already a focus sash. You could, for example, I don't know, you could have a Biolite on Pineco if you want, whatever, it doesn't matter, because you will always survive one hit, and the important is to have 2 toxic spikes and 1 stealth rock if possible, but especially the toxic spikes. I've also made a chart, which I've uploaded to multiple places, what you need for every boss, but I'm going to stay this morning recording multiple bosses, and then on the afternoon and maybe like tomorrow and so I'm going to keep going and recording more stuff. So thank you for watching, boys. I'm going to finally click start recording. It's been 37 minutes. I hope this is enough for you guys. If it's not, leave any doubts in the comments on the bottom of the video. I know there's multiple other options that are faster, Smeargle and whatever, but like, it's way better and easier for newbies to get this team. Jumpluff with Prevost. These are moves that you can learn in story. Pineco and Fortress are all moves that you can learn in story by move relearner. Slowbro all moves are very easy to learn. The only problematic one is Skull because the TMs are in Hoenn. If you cannot afford Scald, you just use Surf and Calm Mind, ask someone to get it for you. Otherwise, you could use Amnesia if you want, but you won't have special attack boosts. However, your Slowbro will still hit somewhat hard. It learns Amnesia by level up, if you're really interested. I might do another video in the future where I use Hoppip and and Skiploom just to teach you, but you get the point. These are completely affordable for newbies. These are really easy items for newbies. You don't really need anything else than this. You do all the bosses in the game with this, or almost all of them. I will teach you which ones you cannot use Scald or Surf, and which ones you use a different one. So that's it. I'm gonna turn off this, and I'm just gonna do this. By the way, if you haven't noticed by the end of the video, I'm not English, I'm Spanish. I might do some guides in Spanish for the Latino community, because there's a lot of players that also need it. But I want to do it in English for now, because I'm trying to reach the whole community. So thank you for watching. Leave any comments in the description below. I don't know how do YouTubers say this thing, I don't even remember. I hope the recording is fine and it works. I'm just gonna upload it raw to YouTube, and if it doesn't work, it's gonna be sad, but whatever.